This 17 News at Noon podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule. Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us for 17 News at Noon. I'm Nicole Gitsky. We begin with a shooting that injures a man overnight. Now, according to Bakersfield Police Department, officers responded to reports of a shooting just after 12:30 a.m. at the Fastrip on Ming Avenue and South Real Road. That's in southwest Bakersfield. That's where officers say they found a man suffering from a gunshot wound. According to police, the victim was uncooperative with the investigation. No word yet on a description of the shooter. If you know anything about this incident, you're urged to contact BPD at 327-7111. Meantime, a homicide investigation is underway in Wasco. According to the sheriff's office, deputies were called to the area of Broadway Street near 8th Place just after 10:30 last night. That's where deputies say they found a man suffering from some sort of trauma. He was taken to a hospital where he was pronounced dead. Anyone with information can contact the sheriff's office at 861-3110. And the search continues for an accused child killer who was considered armed and dangerous after escaping jail last week. Tyrone Johnson and David Palms escaped jail early last Wednesday. Both are accused of killing 3-year-old Major Sutton in 2017. Palms was tracked down and arrested in Shafter later in the day, but there's still no sign of Johnson. Sheriff's officials are working to completely assess the jail to determine how the two escaped. The escape comes more than a month after the death of the third defendant, Maisha Dale, who was accused of driving both men from the scene. Meantime, if you've seen Tyrone Johnson, call 911. In your 17 Court Watch, a man accused of brandishing a knife at his girlfriend as he held her against her will while driving at high speeds from Taft to Bakersfield was sentenced to 10 years in jail. Jason Quigley was found guilty in March of false imprisonment, felony domestic violence, and a misdemeanor drug paraphernalia charge. Prosecutors say Quigley was possibly on drugs and became paranoid that an SUV was following them. He pulled a knife on his girlfriend and told her to, quote, call them off before punching her. She was able to jump out of the car and run to a nearby gas station. Police arrested Quigley later that night. When police arrived, they found that he had 2 pipes used for smoking methamphetamine and 2 folding knives on him when he was arrested. And a man wanted for attempted murder is set to appear in court this afternoon after police say he intentionally hit a motorcyclist with his car. First responders say it happened Saturday near Pacheco Road on South 8th Street. Officials say the driver of the car, 29-year-old Jordy Beard, was the driver. Now, police say that motorcyclist was hurt but is expected to be okay. BPD has not released information about a motive or other factors in the crash. The investigation is ongoing, and if you have any information on this case, contact Bakersfield Police at 327-7111. Well, jury deliberations continue today in the case of a Bakersfield attorney who was murdered in 2017. Nicholas Quintana has admitted to repeatedly stabbing Marco Vargas after meeting him on a dating app, but Quintana testified he acted in self-defense. Thursday afternoon, prosecutor Eric Smith wrapped up his rebuttal closing arguments, and the case went to the jury, who have been deliberating since. Quintana is charged with first-degree murder, robbery, and manufacturing an assault weapon. From our 17 follow-up file, today marks 134 days since 4-year-old Oren and 3-year-old Orson West were reported missing from their home in California City. The Bakersfield Police Department has not reported any new developments, but say they have not given up the search. If you have information about the missing boys that might be useful to investigators, you can remain anonymous and call the Secret Witness Hotline. That number is 322-4040. We've been following this case since the beginning. You can find all the latest updates to the story on our website, kget.com. Now to the COVID-19 pandemic in Kern County. We appear to be slowly recovering from the worst of the virus, but our cases are starting to climb back up. Public Health announced 67 new cases today and 4 new deaths. Our death toll stands at 1,358 lives lost. Meantime, our hospitals are down to the lowest levels in more than a year. Currently, state data shows 21 people are in the hospital with the virus. Only 4 people are in the ICU. Well, if you've lost a loved one to COVID-19 and are having trouble paying for funeral expenses, there is help for you. The Federal Emergency Management Agency is accepting applications for its funeral assistance program, which will reimburse funeral expenses to those who have lost family members to the virus. Expenses can include things like a casket or urn, burial plot, arrangement for a ceremony, and more. To begin the application process, call the number on your screen. That's 844-684-6333. The phone line is open Monday through Friday from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Well, the Food and Drug Administration says it could authorize the Pfizer vaccine for children ages 12 and up as early as next week. But for now, those 16 and older are eligible to receive the COVID vaccine. The mass vaccination site at the Kern County Fairgrounds is still operating from Wednesday through Sunday, 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. And the vaccine hub at CSUB is still accepting first dose appointments all the way through May 14th. To sign up, go to myturn.ca.gov. You can also call that number on your screen. That number is 833-422-4255. Well, Miramonte High School is hosting a COVID-19 vaccination clinic today. It's happening from 1 to 6 p.m. at the school on South Fairfax Road. And there's an incentive to get the shot. If you get the shot, you'll have a chance at winning a $100 gift card. Bring your ID and don't forget your mask. For more information, head to our website, kget.com.
Clinica Sierra Vista is now offering rapid COVID-19 testing and COVID-19 vaccinations. Call 833-278-4584 to make your appointment. But don't delay. Clinica Sierra Vista, putting patients first.
Well, starting today, a local nonprofit is hoping to help remove barriers tied to tattoos and a person's lifestyle. Garden Pathways has partnered with Adventist Health Bakersfield to begin a new laser removal tattoo program. The organization says the goal of the program is to help former gang members, individuals with past negative lifestyles, and victims of human trafficking start a new chapter to hopefully improve their quality of life.
As our mission says, to transform lives from the inside out through loving, mentoring relationships, as we're working through the internal transformation, we also wanted to do the external transformation with the removal of tattoos that act as barriers to an improved quality of life, whether it's to get employment or higher their education.
Now, the program was supposed to start in 2020, but got put on hold amid the coronavirus pandemic. Garden Pathways received a grant from the Bolt of Hope program, allowing them to make this program a reality. Give Big Kern is the one day to celebrate the giving spirit of Kern County, and today is that day. This is the 6th annual Give Big Kern event, always taking place on the first Tuesday of May. And we are joined this afternoon by Louis, Kristen, and Christina. Tell us about the event and how people can support the cause.
Well, Give Big Kern has existed since 2016. The website is givebigkern.org. Anyone can go there. It's meant to involve everyone in giving to the community. $5 is the minimum. We have collectively raised over $1.7 million in the 6 years that Give Big Kern has existed, and we're hoping for a record-breaking year this year. That's
amazing. Now, how has the event been going so far this year?
It's been amazing so far. I think just before coming in the studio, we were over $550,000. So that's pretty remarkable. Really exciting.
And you know, one thing that is exciting is, Christina, you are a first-time participant this year. Tell us, what is it like to be a part of Give Big Kern?
Oh, it's so much fun. We've been wanting to do it for years, and this year was just the perfect year after all of the COVID stuff. So we jumped in, and everything is so easy to navigate. It's so easy to donate, and it's just really fun. The community is really supportive, and everybody helps each other out. It's just wonderful.
Now, you are part of the Empty Space, correct?
Yes.
Now, walk us through what that organization is.
The Empty Space is a nonprofit. We're a community theater. We are a completely all-volunteer organization, so our board of directors, all of our staff is all volunteer. And we do plays, musicals, concerts, all sorts of things throughout the year normally. We've been shuttered for the last year, just like all arts organizations have been. So this Give Big Kern came at a great time for us to sort of get back some of the stuff that we've lost over the years. And so it's just been really, really fun and a good time. And
you guys are going to be offering a little bit of kind of an in-person event today as well, correct?
Yes, we're so excited that things are a little bit better in town. We can kind of gather a little bit. So we're going to do an outdoor party outside of the Empty Space today. We're just going to have a little snacks and drinks, some music, and some prizes to give away to win, all sorts of fun things out there.
And so, last year was such a hard year amid the pandemic. A lot of organizations struggled. This year, we're back. Things are starting to open. What has that just been like to see these organizations in town, nonprofits, just getting money and kind of opening their doors once again?
Well, it's really great to see them not just opening their doors, but the fact that they've been resilient through all of this, right? The fact that they have really thought about new and innovative ways to not just get through the pandemic, but then how do things look differently? And one of the big things, not only is it the resources, the dollars, it's the volunteer hours that Give Big Kern, but also the trainings and exposing folks to maybe thinking differently about how they fundraise going forward, how they connect better with their donors, how they can use social media, just all kinds of things. So when we think about Give Big Kern at the foundation, it's about how do we support our nonprofit partners, building their capacity, increasing their visibility so that they can have greater sustainability in the community.
Well, one thing that you guys are kind of doing different this year and you're offering is a prize, correct?
Well, we do that every year, but we are having two time-bound prizes this year, whereas last year we just had one. So at Studio 17, in just a few minutes, we're going to announce what that is.
Oh, very exciting. It's a nice little teaser.
It's all about online giving, engaging the community and giving online to the nonprofits through Give Big Kern.
Well, then people should definitely tune in to Studio 17 so they can hear more about that as well. Raised so far $567,000, over 2,300 donors. It's so amazing just seeing the giving spirit here in Kern County. And a reminder to everyone that you can still donate all day long. And that's givebigkern.org, correct?
Givebigkern.org. $5 is the minimum donation. And of course, if you can't donate dollars, volunteer some hours because those are a huge resource for our local nonprofits as well.
Such an important day, such a great way to give back to our community. Thank you all for joining us. Education news today marks Teachers Appreciation Day, a day to show support to educators around the country. Businesses are showering teachers with a little love in the form of store discounts and food freebies. Among the businesses offering discounts, Costco, Office Depot, Buffalo Wild Wings, McDonald's, and more. Teacher deals can vary by location. To be the best on the safe side, always check with the closest location before heading out. And one of Bakersfield's biggest events of the year is still up in the air. The CARE Foundation confirming yesterday it's unsure whether Village Fest will return in 2021. The CARE Foundation is a local nonprofit that raises money to award grants to nonprofit groups that serve children. The event is always the first Saturday after Labor Day, so mark your calendars if the event is voted to go on. The organization's president plans to announce a decision by mid-June. Well, may the 4th be with you. Star Wars fans and residents alike can celebrate the day locally. Temblor Brewery is stocked full of the Empire Strikes Back IPA. It's brewed with Comet and Galaxy hops, giving it an array of aromas and flavors: citrus, floral, tropical, passion fruit, and grapefruity darkness. This is the second time they have brewed the special edition beer. Last time was their first time, and it was a hit. The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.